But my absolute favorite thing about Apple Hill, first is the cider. Actually, number one's the donuts, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the donuts. They're so good. And yesterday, I bested my old record of 6. I'm not one to back down from a challenge, we'll say. I ate 7. I could have eaten more. It's almost like eating cotton candy. They're so good. Or potato chips or something. My goodness. But I felt really sleepy after that. Other than that, I'm doing okay. Hi, this is Josh from Shamma Sandals, and today on Run With Us, we are running the Fleming Meadow Loop here in the Eldorado National Forest. Let's get going. So, it's the middle of November. We actually have a few days till Thanksgiving, and I'm visiting family up in the Sierras, my wife's family, and I thought I'd explore a new trail today. So I opened up all trails and took a look for something that was interesting here in the Placerville area, and this one came up. It's right near, it's called Jenkinson Lake. There is the Eldorado National Forest is right there, and this little 5-mile loop looked really appealing. It's called the Fleming Meadow Loop. So far, it's really nice. I'm always excited whenever I get a chance to run in the Sierras. Just one of my absolute favorite things to do. Even now, it's nice and crisp out. It's like about 50 degrees. So according to All Trails, this is about a 5.5 mile loop. And so far, the trail itself is really nice. It's like a service road, so you could definitely drive a car on this thing, but it's not covered with gravel, which a lot of service roads are. It's they've just cut it into the hillside, kind of this light colored, maybe decomposed granite type of soil. Really smooth, really well kept, and pretty mellow running. There have been a few downhills so far, and I got a little uphill coming here in a second. See, up that way. But the trail guide said it was all pretty moderate, pretty easy, and so far it's definitely been that. So one of the reasons we come up to, me and my family, one of the reasons we come up here to the Sierras, especially the Placerville area, is my wife's family. Her mom and stepdad live here. And besides that, we usually go to this place called Apple Hill. And Apple Hill starts in Placerville and goes up Highway 50 for about 10 miles. And it's a large collection of apple orchards, apple farms, and each farm is like its own little thing. Everybody does a different thing. Some are big farms, some are little farms. A lot of them will make apple cider. There's all kinds of different foods. There's crafts, but my absolute favorite thing about Apple Hill, first is the cider. Actually, number one's the donuts, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the donuts. There's one farm above all other farms that if you are up this way, you need to visit. It is Rainbow Orchards. And they have these apple cider donuts. And so there's like cinnamon and cider flavors mixed into the donut batter. And so in this batter, when you place your order at the counter, then they cook the donut right then and there. And then they roll it in sugar. And when you get the donut, it's still piping hot. It could burn you. There are lines, like half an hour lines to get these donuts. They're so good. And yesterday, I bested my old record of 6. I'm not one to back down from a challenge, we'll say. I ate 7. I could have eaten more. It's almost like eating cotton candy. They're so good. Or potato chips or something. My goodness. But I felt really sleepy after that. Other than that, I'm doing okay. Anyway, so that's one of the big reasons we come out there. Kids love the farm. Kids love running around on the hay bales and out through the orchards. A lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Rainbow Orchards apple cider donuts. See if you can eat 8. Okay, so I got a little turned around here. There are a whole bunch of trails in this place, and it's a little bit confusing. I'm just kind of getting my bearings. I knew I'd do this. I went around a loop and I ended up back at the parking lot. I think I only did like a mile. In any case, I looked at the maps again. I decided I'm not very good at looking at maps. And there's these little blue bars with a wavy line through it like this. And those are some of the trail markers. So from time to time you have to follow those trail markers, and it doesn't really say which trail, which path. It's just showing the markers. So I've seen these markers, these blue markers on other spots on this loop where the trails could just go off in other directions. So it's a little tricky, a little confusing. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna take this one right here. I know there's another one about a couple hundred yards up on this loop, and I don't know which one it is. So I'm gonna follow this, see where it goes. Hopefully I don't get lost. Hopefully this isn't the last recording you see of me. Already this trail is a lot more rugged, off the beaten path than the last trail that I was running on, which I believe was the Bonetti Road trail. But this one's really cool. It's very promising. Hopefully it takes us where we want to go. It's a trail that's new to me. I'm out here by myself today. No cameraman, no Willie, no Sean. I didn't bring my GPS. I've already been turned around once. And I have no idea where this path is leading. It's a real adventure today, but that's fun. It's exciting to see where we're gonna go. And I bet you one thing, I was thinking about this. I do so bad at maps. Actually, I was in this class once, way back when I was in graduate school, and the teacher was talking about different types of learners: auditory, kinesthetic, and visual. 80% of people are visual learners. Basically have we take a little picture with our mind and we kind of see it as this flat photograph type of thing. But I'm not that. I'm mostly auditory, and then after that I am kinesthetic. So I have to experience stuff, moving around in 3D and know the ups and downs, all that kind of stuff. But I was thinking about it. If somebody had just told me, hey Josh, take this trail when you see this or that, I probably would have figured it out easier than just looking at this map. The map will make sense to me after I've run the trails a few times. Anyways, just throw that out there. You know, if you are an auditory learner like myself, The teacher said she gave this really helpful piece of advice, which is don't bother taking notes. You're not going to use them anyway. And it's true. I was like, wow, I would take notes because I was told to, but not because I used them. Oh, here's a biker. Ask for directions. Hey, look at that. The first people I saw today, some bikers, mountain bikers, kind enough to stop and let me know that I'm actually on Fleming Meadow loop. It's good, real good. And I just gotta follow 8. I gotta follow 8. Okay, so far we haven't gotten any real big views, which is something that's always fun to get in a run. But this is awesome. I mean, the trees are everywhere. It's just dense with trees, going up hills, a lot of little bank turns. There's some little bridges, little kind of earthen bridges for the creeks to run through. It's been great, you know, no big views, but wow, it's a lot to take in anyway. There's another 8. Here's another one. Someone had told me, hey Josh, just follow the 8s, I'd be doing fine. Here's another one. And I'm not saying the map at the beginning of the trail doesn't explain this. It's just, for whatever reason, I don't take it in very well. Anyways, up we go. It's been a little bit of running here. A little steep. It's pretty much single track, and it's been uphill for a while. I have a feeling it'll mellow out soon. One thing I really have noticed though is, we've been suffering a lot of big fires here in California. The Paradise Fire was just a couple weeks ago, and you can see how dense a lot of the forests are. It's a little disconcerting because fire is a natural thing, natural occurring part of nature, and eventually if there's enough fuel, watch out. And we're seeing a lot of that lately. You can also see efforts on the other side of the trail where they've done a lot of clearing, cutting, burning, stuff like that, just to thin out the forest a little bit here in the national forest. But it's a big forest, and it's pretty awful, pretty devastating when it does hit. Just one other little thing, the scary part about it is about the fires. For instance, I was at the top of Half Dome probably 15, 20 years ago, and are on the way up there. It reminds you that lightning strikes has struck Yosemite National Park in every month of the year. There was a warning to be careful when you're on the top of Half Dome, but it's also a reminder that lightning is always striking. It's a very natural part of our ecosystem, and so it will strike at some point. And these Sierras, they do get their lightning strikes. And when you have this much fuel on the ground, watch out. All right, I found it. That's awesome. I'm really excited to have found Ferrari Mill Road. If I had taken the second marker with the blue line earlier, or the blue marker with the white line through it earlier on, who knows where I'd be. I'd probably be back at the parking lot again doing the same loop. Anyways, so a little tricky, but stick on the 8s. And now we're gonna get going on this road. Nice big wide fire road, covered in gravel, but that's all right. We've got Shamma sandals and good technique, and we got 2 eyeballs. We can navigate it. Found myself back on the main highway here that's going up in the Sierras, and I didn't really see a trail. I saw something that might have been a trail back, connected back, but I there was no marking, so I thought I might as well go this way and make sure I actually get back to my car. So I'm gonna run on the road, highway for a little bit, probably about a quarter mile to half mile, and I should be back at the car. All right, back to the parking lot, and the adventure is basically over. All right, so here we are back at the parking lot. This run, what did I think of this run? I think this run was, it was really pretty. There were nice trails. It was, there weren't really a lot of big views, but don't let that dissuade you from this run. It was just, it's super, it's very serene in the forest. I saw 2 people the whole time. It's just peaceful. Hear the wind. You smell the dry Sierra air, and it's really a great experience. So definitely check out the Fleming Meadow Loop here at Eldorado National Forest. Hope you enjoyed the run. We'll see you next week. Thanks for running with us. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button.